What is up, guys? It's Ryan here, and today we're going to be talking about all of my surfboards. Ta-da! Yesterday I got these two new boards right here, and I wanted to make a video showing these boards to you guys, but I didn't know just to make a regular video or just to make a video just about this boards. I mean, would that be interesting? So I thought, throughout my surfing career I've had loads of boards. Each board has a whole story to it, so why not tell those stories to you guys? Let me start by showing you off the two boards that I got yesterday.
Strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe.
Okay, this is the first board. This is a Bulkley Surfboards butter knife model. This is a 5'6", 18.13, 2.26, 23.2 liters. Has a nice amount of nose and bottom rocker. And yeah, lately I've been using all Bulkley surfboards. They're really good, they work really nice for me. The guy is super nice. I'm a friend of his, so he gives me nice deals on the boards. Great boards, I love them. If you want to check out this model, I'll put the link in the description of the video. You can go to the website and learn a little bit more about this model. This is the second board I got yesterday. This is another Bulkley Surfboards butter knife. This is a 5'7", 18, 2.25, 23.5 liters. This is a little bit more of a step up for me. It has more nose rocker and more tail rocker. So for a little bit hollower waves, steeper waves, bigger waves, this is a nice board. Can't wait to try these two boards out. They look great, super excited to try them out. I'll let you know when I try them out and how they feel. Alright, now let's talk about the stories of some of my older boards. Let's start with the oldest one here. Whoa! Alright, this was my 5th ever board. This was my 3rd ever custom board. This was the 4.9, 16 and 3/4, 1 and 7/8. This was a Bonsai surfboard. It's a Costa Rican company. You can see how much I've grown. This board has been through a lot. This board actually used to fit sideways in our car. So you didn't have, usually you put the board like this with the seat down. This board would just fit sideways in the car, just like this. It was so tiny. This was the thinnest board I've ever had. Like, that's my hand, this is the board. This board actually, the first day I got, not the first day, like a few days after I got it, I had a contest in Santa Teresa. I was coming in and there were a few rocks on the inside. I was laying on my board and I didn't see them, and it was pretty dark at the time. I couldn't see. I was lying on my board coming in, and suddenly this rock pops up and I just go right onto it, and I heard something happen to the board. I didn't know what it was, so I kept going, and then I went in and I was walking up the beach, and one of my friends came up to me and was like, "What's that on your board?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I flipped the board and there's a huge hole right here. Just this whole thing was one big hole. I was so upset and I was pretty bummed too. I ended up just putting some duct tape on it and surfing it for the rest of the event, then fixing it once I got back. But that was about the first week I had it. This thing right here, I was surfing a wave and I dropped in and I was too late, so I kind of bailed my board and I fell and my knee went straight into the board, made another big ding right here. This third ding right here, I don't know what it was from, but it looks pretty bad as well. This board is pretty beaten up, but it's still a great board. This was really the board that took me to the next level. I actually won the under 12 Guanacaste circuit on this board. I won the whole circuit. Actually, the two first events I had a different board. It's not here because I sold it, but the last 3 events I was surfing this board and I ended up winning the circuit. When I won the Guanacaste circuit, I won this board. This one right here, won this in the Guanacaste circuit. This is a 5.3 and it does not say the rest of the dimensions. I didn't surf this board for a while. I used to surf it when the waves were really big. I took this out as my step up when the waves were hollow because it has a nice pintail. It's a nice, good board for barrels. But I didn't surf this board for a while because it was too big for me at the time. But afterwards I had a lot of fun on this board. This thing right here, I was doing a cutback, I think. Yeah, I was doing a cutback and one of my feet slipped and I just went into the board and I tried to stop myself with my hand and I accidentally punched the board and made a hole, and it kind of almost went all the way through the board. The next board I got after that was this one. This is an Almeric Rookie 15. It's a 5.2 by 17 by 2. Great board. This was one of my best boards. Seriously amazing board right here. I actually had a different Almeric before this one. It was a Fred Rubble. It was a 411, but I sold it, so I'm left with this one. This I got last year in February. Seriously great board. I didn't really put any dings on this one. A few pressure dings on the bottom, chipped the nose a little bit, but except for that, this board really stood the test of time. No major dings on this board. This was the first board I got like a real barrel on. Have some great memories and surf sessions on this board. The next board after that was this one. This is a Carton, which is a Costa Rican company. This is a 5.1, 16.98, 1.92. Funny story about this board, I actually ordered it for 10, but I grew so much that I messaged them asking them if they could make it a little bigger. Luckily they hadn't glassed it yet, so they added a few inches on the foam. Because I grew so much, I would have ordered a board and it would have been too small for me. This board actually, in the beginning I tried it, I hated it. I really didn't like it. And then I didn't surf it for like 3 months. Then I picked it up again and I loved it. It just carried me in a whole different way. The board I got after that was this one. I got this board last July, almost a year ago. This is a great board. This was my first bulkly. I got this in California last year. And this board has lasted a long time. I've had it since July of last year. And I switched it out a couple of months ago. This was a great board. Seriously amazing shape. It was the Hammer Maul from Brian Bulkley. It's a 5.4, 17.38. 2.1 and 20.63 liters. This is a great board. This board has been through a lot. This board survived a very long time with no dings. But this year, the first national contest in Dominical, I actually, right before my heat, I put it down next to the car and went to get my jersey. My dad didn't see it and accidentally backed up onto the board and ran over the nose of the board. I didn't notice it and I was walking down to my heat and I was about to paddle out in the water, and then all of a sudden I look and I see the nose, and I see the nose just buckle the whole way through. So all the other competitors were already paddling out. I had to run back to the car, switch a different board that didn't have fins in it. I put fins in it and waxed it on the way out. It didn't have wax, fins, or a leash. I put all of that on the way out and still managed to surf the heat. Then I had a few other dings over here on the tail. Not really sure how I got those. Then I buckled it right here in the middle, almost broke it. As you can see, the buckle went from here, from this side, all the way to here. So, pretty gnarly buckle. Actually, it was there for a while and I thought it was a wax bump. I thought just that part of the board had a little bit more wax and I didn't notice it. And then one day, I took the wax off and I suddenly saw it and I was like, oh no. And I just saw this board was buckled. I didn't have any other boards that were my size at the time, so I surfed this board buckled for 2 more months, which is crazy. I surfed it like this for almost 2 months until I got this board right here. this is my second Bulkley. This is a 5.5, 17.75, 2.2, 2.209 liters. This was a great board. This is also a butter knife. This is my current board. This is the board I'm currently surfing. Seriously, great board. This board's been through a lot. After about 3 days of surfing this board at a competition in Santa Teresa, I was free surfing the day before the comp. So I was pumping down the line, I saw it was a closeout, so I tried to jump over the lip and get out the wave, and the lip caught my feet, brought me back over the falls, and my head just slingshotted back like that, right into the board, and made this ding right here. Then I fixed this, went back out for another surf session because this happened after an hour of surfing, so I still hadn't surfed enough. Then when I went back out, I got this one wave that I fell and I got held down on the bottom for a while. I was losing my breath, so I pushed myself up with my feet from the bottom, and I pushed myself really hard, and my board was lying like this, and I just came right up with my head like this, boom, right into the board, and made this ding right here. So 2 dings in the same day. I gave it to the shop to fix. They managed to fix it like a few hours before the contest started. Surfed the contest with it. Then I came back here to Guiones. My first session back with it, get this one wave. It was a double up inside section. I hit it and I fall off my board, and I fall with my butt onto this fin right here. And this fin goes about this deep into the board, so the whole fin box and fin just went straight down into the board about this much. So I blew this fin box out. So this was another ding. So 3 major dings in the first week I had this board. But except for that, this is an amazing board. I've surfed better than I ever have on this board. It's an amazing board. Thank you, Brian Bulkley, if you're watching this, for the board, for the new board. Thank you a lot. Your boards are awesome. They're great. They're my favorite surfboards I've ever surfed. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you want to learn a little bit more about the surfboard models I surf, I'll put the links in the description so you guys can go check out. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.